just landed on the moon in the Lambo, taking pictures with the zoom and the angle. We'll be coming back to you with the samples. Our predictions coming soon with a halo. We just landed on the moon in the Lambo, taking pictures with the zoom and the angle.
Hello, future millionaires. This is Aztec, and this is the CSC. Today, I have a lot on my mind, and I want to drop it. So we are going to talk about Bitcoin, Litecoin, XRP, the Dixie chart, the Bitcoin dominance chart, and I'll also go ahead and go over some of the gems that I generally talk about. Some big things going on with persistence, and also UniLend coming very soon. And also, I'll kind of go over Matic. I want to break into some leading indicators like Litecoin and the Google Trends data. And I'm going to also go over how you can possibly get some XRP Spark tokens free. Now, I'm going to shock you guys with some information before we get started. We are going to go over the charts. We are going to go over all this information. I'm going to shock you guys with this. There's 15 publicly traded companies that hold a total of 70,000 BTC, which is totaling about $1.2 billion worth. Now, guys, these are publicly traded companies. And if we go ahead and take a look at the document that I have here, you can see MicroStrategy's at the top and their Bitcoin holdings. You have today's value of that amount of Bitcoin. So they're holding on their balance sheet, nearly $744 million worth of Bitcoin right now. This is a publicly traded company. Obviously, you have Galaxy Digital, Square, you have Hut 8 Mining Corp, Voyager Digital, Riot Blockchain, Bit Digital, and it keeps going on and on. These are publicly traded companies. Go ahead and pause this, screenshot it. This is really important because you can show people that, this space is totally becoming legitimized. I'm extremely excited to see these numbers, and let's go ahead and get into the charts. So we can go ahead and take a look at this. We know Bitcoin recently took a little move down. I did take a small short here, and I bought towards the once Bitcoin hit the 21 EMA on the daily. So we'll go ahead and zoom in here. So once we kind of got towards this the cyan blue line here, this is where I started scaling in and making purchases, though we are today moving past this. And what is interesting, let's get to a more cleaner chart. What is interesting is that if we break down beneath this 21 EMA, this will be the first time since October that we potentially are going to test the 50-day EMA. And that price range would be right around $16,680. So that is looming. But, is this really going to happen? I guess that's the question. Let me know what you guys think. We haven't we haven't gone under and closed under the 21 EMA. And you can obviously see that this is extremely bullish here, that we've been on top of this 21 EMA. Moving parabolically since October. So, is this the pullback? If we do come down here, guys, I want to say I think this is going to be kind of like an ABC correction. We'd probably come down to the high $16,000 area, bounce back up to the 21, move back down, and there's a potential that we'd come down to about the $14,700 area at that time. But if we continue to close candles above this 21 EMA, there's a good chance that we break above 20K in the very near future, possibly in December. Now, obviously, I'm not afraid to tell you guys what I think. It's not financial advice, of course, but I believe that we are going to see the end of December looking extremely bullish, and that, we're going to close candles above the 21 EMA and break, past 20K, and, there's going to be a nice little movement with alts, in December and all of that. That's my prediction. That's what I think, based off all the many things that are going on. And we'll go over through the data and several other things today. So stay tuned. So let's go ahead and break into some of the gems here. Now, you guys know I've talked about persistence many times recently. And the reason why is because I'm always looking months ahead into the future for those key projects that I believe are going to do exceptionally well in the market. Now, you guys know I looked at XRP 2 months before it had its major rally. I looked at Oro before it was listed. I looked at EasyFi before it was listed, and those three projects did exceptionally well in Q3, Q4 of this year. Also, there's been other projects that I've told you guys about, and they've done exceptionally well, like UniLend Finance. That token is doing amazing, and the projects are coming out with all kinds of new things all the time. So again, to kind of I digress there. There is a lot going on with this project, and not a lot of people know about it, so I'm bringing them up again today. Persistence. If you want to get to know them a little bit better, they are going to have this talk. So one of their main guys here, Dipanshu, is going to be talking at the Interchain conversation, and this is going to be happening on December 12th and the 13th. And I would recommend you guys to go ahead and take a look at the conversation, because this is cutting edge technology that they're talking about, things that are going to be happening and being implemented in the near future. Obviously, Cosmos is a very, very, very interesting project. I hold a little bit of Atom, and I'm going to go ahead and be paying attention to this. So definitely take a look at that. I'll link it down below. Another thing that I'll link down below is their Persistence newsletter. Now, this is going over what they've done in the month of November and December, and they have a lot of things going on. They are very heavily ingrained in many different communities, as you can see here. They're going to start stake drops in other communities that they haven't, but they have currently. Recently they were doing the stake drop for Cosmos. Now they're with Kava, and soon this was stated in a AMA that they recently had. They're going to be also working with the Matic network stakers, and you will be able to get a chance at getting XPRT early, guys. So definitely take a look at this as well if you're interested in a gym that has not even had their token generation event yet. This is coming most likely next year. But, I'm always diving into papers, trying to find you guys something hot, something that is going to do, well. And in my opinion, this project looks amazing. Definitely go ahead and take a look at these links down below. Also, this was pretty interesting to see. Mega Cryptopolis virtual city migration to the Matic networks has now started. This is something that a lot of people have talked about. This is a major DApp. It has moved from Ethereum to Matic. This is really great to see. Again, adoption on Matic, the gaming sector moving to Matic, guys. It's just happening. The oracles are there, so DeFi is going to flourish. It's all going to happen on Matic. Also, this is just kind of like a little insight into my brain here. I looked at this and I said, you know what? Augur is doing big things, and it's recently been stated that they are looking at Matic Network. So they want to go L2, layer 2. And this technology is one of the first dApps that was on Ethereum, if not the first. And, it's cutting edge type technology. And they said Augur's total open interest is nearing $10 million, almost 4 times larger than the highest amount of Augur V1 open interest at 2.5 million. So they're doing big things. This is a big project that will more than likely, in my opinion, be working with Matic. So really big projects are looking at Matic, guys, just saying. Also, we have to go over this again. UniLend Finance's alpha release is happening this month. It's been stated it's going to happen. The release is going to happen this month, and as you can see, there's a lot of people voting here, saying that this is something that is going to happen. The confidence is very high. This is on CoinMarketCap. As you can see here, there's proof that has been submitted. Here's the UniLend roadmap. there's also a source here. You can see this is from the Twitter post. So this is definitely going to happen. And you know what, guys, I'm going to let you know, I think this is going to be a lot bigger than people suspect. Let me put it like that. I cannot go into too much detail. You know, I work with a lot of these projects I talk about, and I can't spill the beans, but I will tell you that I think this alpha release, even though it is an alpha release, I think it's going to be bigger than people expect. So please take a look at UniLend Finance if you haven't, because they're doing big things, guys. And again, it is the alpha release. So, you know, not everything is going to be, you know, happening during the alpha release for this project, but I think it's going to be bigger than people imagine. So let's go ahead and move forward. So XRP, I want to go ahead and talk about this. Let's go ahead and get into the charts. Let's talk about XRP and, you know, some of the other projects that I've told you towards the beginning of the call, or the call. I'm always on calls, guys. I'm always working. So, you know, said call, but what I mean is, you know, this video. So Spark distribution, this is happening on the 12th. And you guys know I talked about this 2 months before, you know, anyone knew about it. Even the major XRP YouTubers had not even cracked open the white paper of Flare, which is distributing the Spark tokens to XRP holders. Now, I'm going to be dead honest with you guys. I am 100% just real with my audience. I don't hold anything back. I'm not a hype guy. I don't sell you anything. I'm just telling you the honest, what I believe to be the honest truth. Now, and I tell you exactly what I'm doing. So I'm not looking to make you know, a large position here. This is what I'm looking to do to get some free Spark tokens. Now, I personally believe that, you know, when news comes out, sometimes, you know, things pull back. That's my opinion, guys. So I know it sounds like bad news, but there is a way around it. And what you can do is you can take, you know, let's say you have $5,000, let's say you have $10,000 that you want to put towards this distribution. What you can do is you can kind of mitigate some of your risk by taking $5,000. If you're, you know, in a country that allows you to do this, take $5,000, put it on an exchange where you can short XRP. You can short XRP, and then you can take another, you know, the rest of your $10,000 allotment, so the other $5,000, and you can keep it on, you know, one of the wallets that is going to work with this Spark distribution. That's key. Has to be one of the wallets that is working with the Spark distribution. You can keep that $5,000 to actually get the you know, the Spark distribution. So you're going to get some Spark, and you're also going to capitalize on, you know, a potential move down. Now, this is not financial advice, of course. This is what I'm doing. This is what I think can be very beneficial to go ahead and, you know, capitalize on both. You know, as they say, you buy the rumor and sell the news. So if you want to still do both and also capture some Spark, you know, that would be one strategy, not financial advice. That's what I'm doing. Now we have to go ahead and take a look at the XRP Google Trends. And as you can see, the reason why I'm very, you know, hesitant on holding a ton of XRP right now, like I was earlier 2 months ago, is because, as you can see, the Google Trends is a leading indicator. And you can see here that there was a huge spike of interest, and it has totally leveled off. So, you know, this is just the facts, guys. And, you know, I'm all about keeping things real. So as you can see here, you know, interest has definitely died off, you know, with the Google Trends data and analysis that we are seeing here throughout the world. I am using, you know, worldwide data and a 90 days view. So this is a very, you know, micro structure here. And, you know, we might get a small move up, you know, tomorrow on the 11th. But my personal view on this right now is that, you know, it's going to have a pullback, especially once that Spark is getting ready to be distributed. So be careful is all I'm saying, not financial advice. Now we have to look at 2 more points here. Bitcoin has been seeing some movements upwards in the, you know, search trends. You can definitely see that in the past 90 days, it's moved up, though we are kind of tapering off, but we're still above, the interest in October. So in my opinion, with the leading indicator here, Google Trends, you're seeing that, there's still a lot of interest, and we are ticking upward. We have moved down slightly, but what I imagine is that towards the end of December, we're going to get another spike up, and this could be very significant, especially if we break above 20K. And of course, that is the Moon Boy in me speaking. Like I said earlier, when I was going over the technical analysis, there's a good chance that we break under the 21 EMA and, have a pullback. So just interesting to see, though. Overall, this is moving up. The trend you can see here, there is a nice kind of movement upwards in the search criteria for Bitcoin. And what I think is very interesting is, if you're looking at some of the top major cryptocurrencies, the data suggests that Litecoin, which is also a leading indicator for altcoin seasons or just alts going to perform well, Litecoin is having a major, kind of movement in searches. And I suspect that, this is because Litecoin does have institutional interests like Ethereum and Bitcoin Cash. But if you were to take a look at let's see, Bitcoin Cash, let's just take a look at this real quick, just to show you. I'm not actually interested in looking at Bitcoin Cash right now, or even thinking that it would be a leading indicator, in its performance, because as you can see, Bitcoin Cash is just kind of moving sideways. It did have a spike in November, as most of the altcoins did, but definitely not very constructive here. So I'd have to say that I'm going to keep my eyes on Litecoin and Bitcoin for major moves. Not too interested in a major move in XRP in the short term, though I might buy some if it becomes undervalued again after the Spark distribution. So let's go ahead and just go over the general technical analysis. As you can see, again, we are below the 21 EMA. This is concerning. We want to close candles above this to stay, more overall bullish. I'm just going to keep this very simple. I know it's TA, and not everyone's interested. But we also have to take a look at Litecoin. Litecoin is creating this descending wedge here. Now, these are generally bullish if you get this kind of ping pong movement and it breaks under, and if it breaks above back into the ascending wedge and breaks out, you would expect a major break upwards if we were to get that. But in the short term, we are seeing that we are still below this trend line. We want to basically close candles above $76, and we want to see that this continues to move up. And that's only going to happen if Bitcoin stays above the 21 EMA, in my opinion. But I'm keeping my eyes on the Litecoin chart. And we can go ahead and take a look at the Dixie chart. So let's do that. Let's go ahead and move to a weekly. All right. So, basically, this looks like it has further room to go down. On the Dixie, let's go back to a daily. It looks like, the dollar is definitely oversold, but it just looks weak in my opinion, guys. I imagine this has another leg down, and, we're probably moving down to around 88.29 for the dollar, or even possibly 89.00. Obviously, if the dollar continues to fall, that gives room for assets and, commodities to rise. So, interesting enough, I think that as much as this is oversold, I am keeping my eyes on this, and I think that we are headed down, as you can see here. Also, let's take a look at the Bitcoin dominance. We rejected back on November 17th, and it did rally slightly. It looks like people are buying a little bit more Bitcoin, but nothing significant. We aren't breaking out at this point, and based off the indicators on the daily, looks like we're probably going to reject also from, this resistance here, these EMAs. And if we do see this falling, this also gives altcoins another chance to move up. Like I've been saying, personally, I think that Bitcoin is going to give us chance to have altcoins rally again in December, and I think we're going to have a nice end of the year. But we really, again, we have to see Bitcoin keep this 21 EMA, in my opinion. I guess the flip side is that we get a really healthy pullback down to 16.5 area, and washes out the altcoins, and then we have a really nice bounce where if you shorted that and then purchase altcoins, once Bitcoin kind of hits this area and moves sideways, doesn't continue to keep going down, in that scenario, you might also have a really nice play to the upside when everything bounces very heavily. So just some strategies to think about, something to realize, that this is a dangerous area here, and we did have some dangerous movements back in the end of November, as you can see here, where we broke underneath the 21 EMA, but we closed candles above, and that is what's key, guys. You have to see that the candles are closing above the 21 EMA for this structure, this parabolic movement, and to stay more bullish. From what I can see overall, we are kind of like in this dangerous area again. Although what I think is so interesting is that these major publicly traded companies are continuing to buy Bitcoin, Ethereum, and there's a lot of interest in Litecoin as well. So very, very, very interesting, guys. Definitely take a look at this data here. It really just shows you that there's a lot of institutional interest at this time, and this institutional interest continue to buy up all the cryptocurrency on the OTC markets and propel the overall bullishness of the market. That's the question. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Never give up on the future of money. Take it easy, guys.